Let's get in Deven. Of course, we have plenty of questions for him today. So, Deven, it's going to be a rapid fire because we have a lot of ground to cover. Let's start with insurance. What have you made of the bill? 100% FDI. Maybe the foreigners come in. Does that increase competition? Is it good? Is it bad? But for the timing, at least no open architecture. How do you sum it up? And, give us 2 or 3 insurance stocks, your take on them, avoid, sell, buy, anything.
Yes, Urbi. Good morning. Well, I think the most of the coverage, I think, as far as the insurance is concerned, largely, I think what we are seeing is basically, I think, a possibility for some of these insurance companies in the area of launching of new products. The foreign insurance companies coming into the country, I think they are going to create their own segmentation. Some of the large underwritings, I think, would go to the big net worth foreign insurance companies. Whereas some of the micro insurances, the smaller ticket insurances would go to some of the Indian companies, be it, I think, the likes of Bajaj, or be it likes of Jio. I think they are the likes of those companies who are likely to take the advantage of the micro insurance business, I think, which is going to get opened up for themselves. The larger insurances, I think, are being underwritten by some of the larger foreign companies, and they would have an entry into the country. Whether they would have an entry into the country through some kind of alliance, answer should be yes. I think they should be having ability to invest 100%, but at the same time, I think they would require the Indian partner to definitely, I think, work along with them. So overall, I think we believe that it's a structurally positive move for the sector as a whole. Which companies we feel I think are the most beneficiary? I believe that I think the companies with a balanced portfolio of products, likes of HDFC Life, likes of SBI Life, I think they may remain, I think, relatively more stronger, at least to begin with. But I think the potential wise, if you look at, I think the Bajaj could possibly be a surprise winner in this entire game. So let's wait and see because they have a good footprint, including I think the Geo, they have good footprint. How they evolve into newer products, I think, is remains to be seen. But we remain distinctly positive about the possibilities of some of these companies.
Okay. All right, Deven got that. A couple of other stocks. Shriram Finance. Board meeting comes up tomorrow. There's so much of speculation about whether they are going to get in a Japanese investor now. Your thoughts?
Not honestly evaluated should be, at least I think this particular possibility is concerned. So would probably wait for the event to unfold and then evaluate.
But do you have a positive view otherwise? At current prices, does it still make sense to buy?
Well, I think overall the entire fabric looks pretty set for the NBFC company as a whole. Not completely, I think, glued on to the Shriram Finance because I think the larger amount of focus stays with the likes of Bajaj Finance in our portfolio. So we probably remain more comfortable over there vis-a-vis others at this point of time.
Deven, I wanted to ask you about Ola. People got very, very excited about the prospects. The company seemed to be on the cusp of a turnaround. I recall when the stock listed went to 140 rupees. Then it saw a sharp downtick and then it doubled to nearly around 75 rupees. But yesterday, the big news is the promoter, Mr. Bhavesh, has come and sold some shares in the open market. They're justifying it that there was some leverage, there were some pledged shares which now get released. But what's your view at around 34 rupees?
Well, Nigel, I think obviously few things are clear. We don't see a differentiator in this particular company's business. And that's where I think we are a little bit circumspect. We have been, I think, from the very beginning. And today, I think it is getting more and more confirmed that peers, I think the likes of Bajaj, the TVS, who are actually, I think, penetrating big time into the market through the distribution reach as well as, I think, the product superiority, as I would call it as. They're relatively better off compared to the Ola Electric in particular. So in my viewpoint, I think this is going to be a little bit more challenging kind of an environment for them, unless they create a very significant amount of differentiator for themselves in the product segment. I don't see too much of clarity at this point of time for the company.
No, I got that. Deven, just a quick word, and I'm sure, Nigel, you'll talk about Vedanta, right, in a bit from now. There is an upgrade which was flashing at the bottom of the screen as well. But that is the other news which came out, and stock ending pretty much at the day's highest point, that NCLT merger finally going through. Just your view on it from a stock point of view. And yesterday we had, Rakesh Arora, who's the veteran metals analyst who was with us and who kind of was, he had a slightly non-consensus view. The consensus is that it's great news. His view was slightly more downbeat, that maybe, and for a bunch of things. Where do you stand in this one, Vedanta, Deven?
Yes, Prashant. I feel that I think leave the Hindustan link aside because it is already a listed company. It is not part of the demerger at this point of time. But overall portfolio of, I think, all the metals that they have, including oil and gas, I think the demerger is a good news because I think if you notice for last 8 quarters or 12 quarters, I think there have been a significant amount of constraint for the company to expand into different product categories, largely because of the fact that I think the balance sheet size was not permitting. At the same time, the leverage position was bothering. Now, with this demerger taking place, they have a reasonably good chance of, I think, inviting the higher capital at the same time deleverage themselves in a systematic manner. And given the kind of metal commodity cycle, particularly for the white metals and also the copper, I believe that I think the company is ready for taking the larger amount of benefit in coming period. So yes, I think there may not be any many short-term triggers. I agree, but at the same time, I think the potential looks, I think, quite brilliant from the 3 to 5 year perspective, because we structurally believe that the white metal and the copper as a metal as a commodity, I think, are likely to show better performance in coming 3 to 5 years.
Deven, always a pleasure having you on the show. Thanks a lot for joining in and giving us those details. Have a good day ahead, Deven.